Shut up and sit down.
Hey everyone, do you think you're a football genius? Or do you just want to win $300? Well, guess what? The time is now, and now is the time. Join playactionpools.com and search for the BBO NYG Podcast Pick'em Pool. Pick every game each week in the NFL season with the spread. And if at the end of the year you are in first place, you're getting paid. Hurry up and log on. Find out how you're eligible to win this prize. Hey, what's up, Giants fan? Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast. I'm Mike. That's Jules. John is not with us for the moment. He might be on a little bit later towards this episode. So John will be on probably to give his take and, about the game. Of course, me and Jules are going to go into that. And, our picks for the Pick'em Pool. If you didn't get signed up for the Pick'em Pool, the playactionpools.com, go there, sign up. It's never too late, man. You can catch up. A lot of people shit the bed this week anyway, so you got plenty of time. Jules, what you just want to start
like real quick with the Pick'em, because let's have a little fun for a minute and no, John is not out doing fantasy football tonight. All right, that was just some ridiculousness. Labor Day weekend definitely fucked me up, and I don't know. I thought the days were off, and I thought it was the following day, and the next thing I know, I literally log on and my fucking pick is up, which honestly, I guess I can't complain because I did and was able to make it. So that was kind of cool. And of course, I went with Barkley, which, maybe I overinvested in him a little bit, but we'll see. We're going to get into that for sure. That's what they're sure, and we'll preview this fucking shit to come in the next 48 hours.
Dude, I got to give you
a couple other things.
I got to give you credit, Jules, because you said, when, obviously you weren't on last week's episode, but 2 weeks ago on the episode you were on, you was like, hey, these guys are going to be rusty. They're not going to be in sync. And sure enough as shit, man, they were not in sync, man. Talk about rust between like Barkley, Galladay, even, Kyle Rudolph, old man Rudolph, you like to call him. Like, he just didn't know where to go, apparently. He's been in the NFL for like 85 years. He don't know what route he's going. I mean, it was pretty.
Nate Solder getting fucking fooled on a head fake. All Von Miller did was give him a head fake. He stepped to the left and caught right, and like Solder was like falling backwards, like, oh my god.
Dude, I'm not gonna really go at Nate Solder though, bro. Like, he gave up 2 sacks, right, to fucking Von Miller. Like, it's Von Miller. He's gonna get his, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he held his own for the most part. I think the offensive line played pretty well. Like, Bredesen came in, played left guard because Shane Lemieux couldn't hack it, man. He's going to be on IR pretty soon, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he's on IR by Thursday night.
Yeah, well, that's true. Going in at the very least.
He played most of the snaps, like, at left guard for coming in for Shane. Like, Shane tried to hack it out in the first half, and Bredesen came in. He looked good, and our line played okay, man. I think everybody's worried about that, but they look fine to me.
Well, you know what? The only thing I had to disagree with you on the line, and here I was hoping that John wasn't running late this evening, because I kind of wanted to just sit back and hear both of your takes on the way that this game went down. And I hope he's on side before we finish this segment, because I got a couple of things that's built in that I need to fucking unleash on him, and the rest of a few other things in regards to that whole week 1 performance. But getting back to the line. And look, again, I don't want to fucking make it sound like I'm beating a dead horse or this is going to be the whole thing tonight. But the reality is this, man. We had guys come in that we had to.
Jules, we lost you, Jules.
Oh, sorry.
There you go. No, You're back out again.
There it is. There it is. Yep. I was adjusting the microphone. It was falling down a little bit. I had to pick it back up again, but you know how these things happen. Anyhow, that's just the whole thing, man. We were bringing these guys in, made a couple of trades right after the last preseason game, and now these guys had a week and a half to get ready to get out there and actually have some action on the offensive line, and you can't do things like that. Even Kenny Galladay was quoted as saying that, there was the inexperience of us playing together. We weren't there. We have an explosive offense. But if you're not practicing, this type of shit happens. I mean, listen, let's just take a quick example and take a look at Buffalo for a moment, right? That fucking offense was high octane and rolling. What happened? Diggs missed the entire preseason. Allen played one half of fucking football throughout the whole time, and they came out and they looked rusty against Pittsburgh. That was it. They got going a little bit late, but it was a little too late, too late type of thing, and they ended up losing to fucking Pittsburgh at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, this type of shit happens all the time. Let's take a look at Kansas City. Had they not been at home with that crowd behind them, and then I think it was that big fumble towards the end of the game there that the Cleveland turned the ball over, they don't win. Why? Because they didn't fucking play that much preseason. This shit does matter.
It was Cleveland's interception, and then they had also like the guy like missed a punt. He tried to he couldn't grab and he tried to run. They screwed themselves. They blew that game
again. So that's twice Cleveland's blown a game like that to Kansas City. But and here's the thing, right? I wanted to initially, of course, on Sunday afternoon or evening, whatever you want to call it, start fucking going bananas, have to be talked off the ledge and all this kind of shit. And then I stopped, and I honestly wasn't mad. I took a step back, like you said, Mike, and I don't mean to pat myself on the back, but I'm like, this shit didn't surprise me. And any asshole out there that thinks that, oh my God, week one, this was so shocking, you don't know football, period. All right, I'm going to call you out on that, because the reality is these guys are professionals. Look, I don't care what you do. I don't care what profession it is. If you don't do what you do in some sort of routine, or you take a long break, or you take like a fucking couple of months off, you never come back that first day of work sharp as you were for on your left. All right, and that's just the reality. And these players are the same thing. All football is about timing, plays, keys, reads. You wonder why that behind the back shoulder throw didn't work? Because they didn't practice it enough. All right. Like, look, man, that's the fucking number one thing. Listen, Barkley hasn't run live action in almost over a year, right? That shit is real. Like, you need to get in there. You need to get hit. It takes some time. And having the fact that we had that occur and then coming around and now knowing we have a short week. Now, listen, guys, I told you, I made an expression, we were going to go 4-0 because, we didn't know what the quarterback situation was in New Orleans. And look at how that's turned out with Winston. And Atlanta sucks, which we know because Philly whooped their ass. And obviously Philly whooped their ass. Well, there's got to be something going on there. But that's the reality, man. I told you guys day one, I was feeling 1-1 the whole time in this fucking 2-game turnaround. And now it's very possible that the worst can happen at 0-2. But getting back to the game, there was a few things. Look, and that's kind of the point I'm getting at. I didn't want to make this all about bashing the Giants because they're going to get enough of that on social media. They're going to get enough of that in the press. And I know there's a lot of people listening to the show tonight that are fed up with that shit. But, this is kind of weird because I'm kind of siding with what Joe Judge said. There are things that were improved in that game, believe it or not. Yes, the game got a little out of hand. But there were so many key moments in that game that a lot of good things happened, or a lot of good things were just missed. And those just misses came, I saw a few times, and I'll get into more details in a few moments because I just want some more feedback from you, Mike, before I continue going on. But in all honesty, there was a few of those moments that, like, damn, if this young guy was just in a little better position, he makes this play, he makes that play, they make this play.
I seen that.
It was a few of those. So, like,
I know
you pick a topic where you want to start with just breaking down this game, man, because I can go on for days.
No, but like I know what you're saying about that. There's a few plays here and there. I'll give it to you. Like, I know, like, after the game, everybody was upset with the Giants defense. The Giants defense fucking blew it. I'm like, listen, the Giant defense, they held Denver Broncos to like 17 points through 3 quarters. You got to be able to score. Like, Jones was coming down. Daniel Jones, he was coming down. It was 17-7. He was driving. He was at almost the 10-yard line. And what'd he do? He fucking fumbled again. Like, he could have made that game. Knowing the Giants, it probably would have been 17-10. But let's just say that he scored a touchdown there, made it 17-14. It's a brand new game right there, dude. Like, right there, the momentum just got deflated. And then all of a sudden, like, what happened? The Giant defense got to go back on the field, which, listen, I'm not saying they didn't have the greatest day, but let me tell you something. Teddy Bridgewater, my man, had a great day. That dude was elusive. He made people miss. He made very clutch throws. He didn't turn the ball over. So when Jones turns the ball over right there, it's like, man, like, it's a big deflator. It's like, here we go again. We're driving. And, the guys are going, up and down the field. And the Giants, after that, They went down. They got into the red zone again. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, 4 down. Couldn't score in the end zone. Then they went down again. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, 4 down. Couldn't get in the end zone. That's 3 fucking times, man. So you're leaving 21 points on the board, say, if they scored 3 touchdowns right there. So that's 35 points for total for the game. And people are complaining about Jason Garrett with his play calling. I'm like, listen, he called plays. They looked okay. They were driving down the field. They made their drives. So what was the whole big deal about Jason Garrett? Like my man Daniel Jones, like I remember one of the plays like to the end zone, they were complaining about stick routes, right? Or these little curl routes too. I'm like, Daniel Jones overthrew old man Rudolph by like at least 10 yards, like over his head. My man's like 10 feet tall. Just throw it to him a little high so he could go up and try to grab it. But it was plays like that, man. You said it, like timing is everything. So when you have these bad plays happen and the worst timing, it ruined the game. And I'm not taking nothing away from Denver. Denver's a solid team. They're stacked. They got a good D. They got weapons on the offense. They can run the ball. Like they're good, man. They're a good team. They're probably like ranked like within top 10 of the NFL right now, man. They're loaded. They're fucking loaded. And we held them, Jules. We held them, but Daniel Jones messed up again. Now I'm starting to get pissed at that dude. Like, stop turning the fucking ball over. Like, you could slide. Learn how to slide.
So let's start there then. Let's start with the offense, right? Let's address the elephant in the room, right? And we kind of touched on the offensive line. And to me, for the offensive line, I'm actually going to give them a C+. There was some good, there was some bad. We only rushed for 60 yards. I can't go much higher than that. And I'm being very generous because of the fact that Nate Solder played his first game in almost 2 years. You had guys being pulled in there that were asked to be in play that literally weren't on the Giants 3 weeks ago. So you had Lemieux who was limping around. I mean, there was some faults to that line, but they pulled it together. Let's get them at least. I wish we didn't have the short turnaround because I'd like to have them have another whole full week of practice with the game film and everything else. But that's just how it is, and that's how the chips fall. And I'll get into that more when we start previewing for Thursday night's game.
I'm glad they have a short week.
And then, listen, with Barkley, I told you and John, I said it 100 times on this fucking show, and I drafted Barkley on 3 out of my 6 fantasy teams, knowing this. And I told you guys, with the opening game, they were going to be fucking very lenient with the amount of carries.
Hold up. We're telling John that because I said the same thing you're about to say.
All right.
I said that they're gonna weave in there.
Full workload. He's gonna get like 20 carries and fucking
10.
7 catches. Like, bro, relax, slow down.
Yeah,
like,
10
if he gets that between the first 2 games, I'm gonna be happy. You know what I mean?
Word.
And here he comes off of that where he looked good at times. He's ready to go. He's almost there. Let him get his legs under him, because he was slipping a few times on the turf. So you could see that he's still just trying to get his footing down in live action when guys are diving at him and shit. Yeah. So, he's a game or 2 away from that. Look, the best thing that can happen for him is the fact that we have this short week, because now he can quickly turn around. They're going to probably limit using him like they did week 1. And then he's got a full 10 days off. Now he could literally sit at home and just rest for 3 days, soak in the tub, video film all day long. You know what I mean? And then week 3 against a shit team like Atlanta, I expect him to come out fucking gunning. But we'll get into more of that later. Here's something that's going to surprise all of you. All right. Because I've been wish-washy on Daniel Jones. Would you agree with that?
I think so, yes.
All right. I've never been he's the next.
You've been so high. Yeah, I get it.
Pat Mahomes or anything like that, right?
Me and John are mostly like that with Daniel Jones. Except now I changed my mind.
So how about this? How about I leaned towards the other side? Now, look, at this point in time, could I ever say that Daniel Jones is going to be a top 5 quarterback in this league? Absolutely fucking not. But you look at guys like Jared Goff, you look at guys like Nick Foles, they've won and been to Super Bowls. Okay. And yes, you want me to say that he's on their level? I think he could be. All right. Again, I'm not trying to say this dude's a Hall of Famer. I'm not trying to say he's going to throw for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. I'm not saying that's him, but you can win with these kind of quarterbacks. He can run, he could scramble, and he's got a decent arm. Let's leave it there. His problems is this. Now, one thing that we mentioned, and we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, was that whole New England game. Remember how I said he was like a sitting duck and he was getting hit and then coming around the fucking tackles and Daniel Jones couldn't step up? Well, one thing I looked for in game 1 was his pocket presence. And what? That's not, no one says a fucking thing because his pocket presence was probably one of the best I've seen him do his entire career. He was stepping up into the pocket. When that fucking scene was opening up, he took it and ran. He was doing the right things. He was making the right fucking reads for a fucking change.
Right.
But yeah, we're gonna knock him because he's throwing the receivers that he didn't have fucking practice with, and then he's running and he fucking fumbles. I cannot excuse the fumbles. They're horrendous. He's got 40 in fucking 28 starts. There is no excuse for this anymore. Okay, the guy's got to fucking slide. He's got to learn to tuck the ball. He's got to learn how to fucking hang on to a football. That's 101. You learn that shit in fucking Pop Warner, okay?
I think it was like 50 in like 2 years. Since 2019, it's been like 50 total turnovers or some outrageous number. He leads the league in that, Of course. Yeah. Of course, our guy has to lead the league in that like stat, Come on.
Now, when people sit there, though, and they talk about Daniel Jones sucking or he's not good and we need to replace him, we should have got Justin Fields, we should have got this guy, we should have got that. Sam Darnold had one good game in Carolina. Oh, my God, we could have had Darnold. Like, forget it. It's ridiculous. The reality is this. He stares down receivers way too fucking much. All right. There was so many times that even the announcers who can't even fucking read their fucking wristwatch because that's how terrible they are when they call the games was noticing that. There was about 4 or 5 plays where he literally snapped the ball, never once looked to the left and was just staring down the receiver. You cannot do that. Now, do I believe that some of that might be trust? Do I believe that some of that is because he doesn't know where these other fucking guys are going to end up? Because old man Rudolph is running his own fucking routes and Slayton's just trying to write streaks down the field all day long.
It could be trust. It could be trust and rust. That's right? What it is.
So now you have all that factoring in. Is that correctable? Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. In practice, they could literally have Jones running drill after drill after drill, looking players off, and then throwing to his other side and getting more familiar, more comfortable with doing that. So there is a development process that's there with Jones. I could see something there where we could be a good team with him. I'm not saying we're going to be elite. I'm not saying he's going to win a Super Bowl this year or next. But, he can play the position. He can get the job done. Now, look, if those things don't get approved and him still fucking throwing the ball like he's trying to reach the 4th row of the fucking end zone when he's throwing into that fucking red zone and he continues to stare down one receiver, then, yeah, we got to make a change. It's over. That's it. He's not making the proper adjustments and he's not growing. But to see that pocket presence become something better, we'll see what he does on Thursday night because he's going to get a big test. But you know what? I don't blame everything on Daniel Jones for this past loss. Yes, the fumble sucked. Yes, it was highlighted, and any kind of thing like that's going to be it blown up because of the fact that it's a thing and it's just been his thing and it's horrible and he's setting the records that you don't want to see set. But outside of that,
do you blame the defense?
What's that?
You blame the defense then?
I have some things to say about the defense, but not so much blame. I think there was some fatigue factors. I think there was some coaching, though. And I will get into that in a moment, but I just wanted to make sure that I actually went on for one time. And I don't want to say I'm defending Daniel Jones because you can't, and there's a lot of wrong there, but I did see improvement. If I could continue to see this guy improve, he's going to surprise some people still this year.
Yeah, Jules, I get that, but he was making some erratic throws a couple times. Like I said, with the Rudolph, like a couple, even like Galladay kind of saved his ass a couple of times making plays. I hate to say this, but we could probably use like Evan Ingram, like too, because that's like his kind of like his comfort blanket right there. He likes to throw to him. It could be like it could be a quick turnaround is what I'm looking forward to because they could totally turn around the season real quick with a win going against Washington's backup quarterback. Let's not forget Ryan Fitzpatrick went down with injury and Washington offense doesn't look like that great either. So, maybe you're right. Maybe Jones works on his things, just hold on to the goddamn ball. Cause I'm putting the full blame on him because I'm not blaming the defense, Jules. I watched the defense play. Like I rewatched the game the second day and they got the pressure. They were, they're diving at Teddy Bridgewater's heels, man, trying to sack him. But I tell you, man, Teddy Bridgewater, like I said, he made, it was a difference. He was the difference of the game. He made the plays. Like he was legit. Like that. Now I know why Denver went with him instead of like Locke. Maybe Locke would have thrown a couple picks and we would have still been playing the fucking game right now. But that's the situation we're in. Like I can't blame the defense. Like I know everybody lost their mind on social media about the defense. They couldn't get off the field, blah, blah, blah. But listen, if you watch the game, like that dude had the game of his life, Teddy Bridge. And sometimes that's going to happen. We were still right there, 17 points through 3 quarters until that, Melvin Gordon's, like 70-yard run, I think he capped it off with, which is crazy. I can't believe I didn't draft him. I could have drafted him, but I drafted his backup instead. I didn't realize he was going to do that. But you know what's funny about like the whole game stats? If you take away that Melvin Gordon 70-yard run, our game stats are pretty much equal between the Giants and the Broncos, all the way down to get to time of possession. Time of possession, they had like an extra 10 minutes, but everything else was pretty much right there. It was equal. The game was equal. So, like, I mean, if you're going to take a good thing about the game, I would take it like that. It's not all doom and gloom, like how, social media just blew up. Like the Giants, we got to fire everybody, got to fire Gary, we got to fire Judge. That's not the case, So I'm looking for like a nice rebound on Thursday night, but we'll see.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this, and you can't look at the results or stats, but the feel was what I'm about to say, okay? This game made me feel like I was watching last year's 49ers game. It was guys that shouldn't have been doing things, stepping up, making big plays.
That was
and what seems to bother me the most about this defense are two things. Number one, we cannot cover two tight ends. As soon as they come out with two tight end sets, because Noah Fant was lighting us up and their other backup was fucking catching touchdowns on us, okay? We don't. I'm sorry, your boy Peppers does not cover tight ends great.
Dude, what happened? He didn't even, they took him out the game. He didn't even play most of the game.
No kidding. This is why I was telling you guys earlier in the season, you wanted one bold prediction from me, correct? I gave it to you. I said, we trade Julius Peppers. Because the kid McKinney is ready. He could step into the fucking role. We drafted him last year for this, and that's it. Let him play. And we could have gotten some good return on Peppers. If Peppers keeps playing like this, you ain't getting shit.
See,
what everybody likes is it's the crowd, right? That's what gets everybody excited. That's what gets fucking Twitter going. That's what everybody crazy, right? You want to see the big hit. You want to see a sack because that's like a fucking touchdown when you get a big sack, right? That's a defensive one, right? Interceptions, turnovers. That's what we all like to see. And Peppers had a few big plays last year like that. So he's a flashy guy. He fires you up. He runs up and down the sideline. He pops somebody hard. You love this dude. But when you break him down, he's not that great. He's good. He's average. He gets the job done. He had a lot of help from a big supporting cast. Let's keep that in mind. And I'm not knocking the guy, but I'm trying to say is he's not Pro Bowl level. He's not. I'm sorry, not in this league. He's not a Pro Bowl safety. Get it out of your minds. If you got something to say, come at me and prove me wrong that Peppers is a Pro Bowl fucking safety, because he's not. He's good. He's an average, good, fucking solid player. That's tops. You got a young kid who played for a top college program, was supposed to be the best safety coming out of college that year. Just almost having to split time with him and Logan Ryan because of that. Yo, you can't do that. I am tired of seeing these tight ends beat us up, man. It's a joke now, right? I feel like we've been getting lit up by tight ends for the last decade, all right? Enough of this shit. It's enough. Like, yeah, we got to shut down corners. And then all of a sudden, what happens when we got to play fucking Waller or fucking Kelsey this year? What's Waller going to do like he did last night? Get 20 targets and go for except he's going to go for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns on us?
He'll catch everything against us. Like David Carr, I felt like David Carr was just throwing to him and he didn't know anybody else was on the field last night. I'm like, man, he loves this dude. I'm like, oh, but shout out to me. Like, who drafted that guy in the middle league? Like, they let me have 46 hours. By the way, who was the leading scorer in Midland? Oh my God. I think Mike Trainer was the leading scorer in Midland.
But like, how do you get 20 targets and Baltimore doesn't realize, okay, let's stop this guy.
What might as well throw a double team at him? Like, what are they doing? No, what's all doing?
Like, yo, knock the guy up, like hit him at the line of scrimmage. He's a fucking tight end. You can chip him.
Imagine we had him. That's what I'm saying. Like, we kind of missed Evan Ingram. I got to be honest. We kind of fucking missed him.
At least we
Rudolph didn't know where he was going.
For that safety blanket type reason that you said with Daniel Jones, right? And there is that sort of security that he has there. Look, what did Jones do when he had to in crunch time, right? When the game was on the line, he had to make a big play. He did one of two things. He threw the ball to Shepard or he ran. That's it. And then twice he just tried to with Galladay, and Galladay made a sick catch. It was like, yeah, I could play. Let's try to get on the same page. And fucking another time he threw it down the sideline. Like, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to know who that is. Look, Pat Mahomes, I'll say this all day long till I'm blue in the face, is my pick for the best quarterback in the league, all right? And a lot of people agree. Some will disagree. Some will throw out some other names. All fair, right? But he's one of them. And you don't think that he uses fucking Kelsey as a safety blanket? You don't think that when he needs to stretch the defense, he's throwing the ball up the hill and letting them make a fucking play?
He's a
Hell
matchup,
yeah. I mean,
dude, he's a
that's what
matchup
these guys
nightmare.
do.
He's a legit matchup nightmare. Even Evan Ingram, like he's a matchup nightmare. If he played, like he would have had like a decent game. Sure, he probably would have dropped one. Like after Jones fumbled, he probably would have came the next drive, would have dropped like a third down and like two. Like it would have cost us a a touchdown. Of course that would have happened. But yeah, I tell you, he needed him. Hopefully he plays on Thursday.
Let's see. And again, and the other thing I wanted to talk about regarding the defense was the poor tackling. The tackling wasn't sharp, man.
I know. It was a lot of missed tackles. But I'm telling you, Jules, if you watch the game, you got to give Teddy Bridge credit because my man snuck out of a lot of them.
Right.
He was very elusive, dude.
Let's break this down. Because you know what? My boy, Ojulari, should have had 3 sacks.
You had one.
Should have had 3. And everybody was saying about this kid. That's how fucking good he is. Now, what happened on the first one? It was early on. I believe it was like either mid first quarter or early second. And literally he chased Bridgewater and Bridgewater made that big spin outside. And the only thing that happened there was Ojulari had the wrong angle. That's a veteran quarterback taking a better angle on a rookie fucking edge rusher. That's what happened there. And that's why he ended up missing a tackle. You could see that Bridgewater was able to break that tackle because the guy that was diving into the sidelines there was my man, Ojulari. That should have been sack number 1. Then he got sack number 2. And then sack number 3 again was a rookie fucking mistake. Here's a rookie in his first game in the NFL, big game in front of a fucking home crowd. He's trying to make a name for himself. So, there's nerves there. It's a fucking, 20 fucking 2-year-old dude trying to play with a bunch of grown men that have been doing this shit for their career for the last 10 years. All right. And he came in and he looked like as if he was hesitant because he didn't want to get shook by fucking Bridgewater. So he throws his hands up. And as his hands come down, he fucking grazes his helmet and costs us a 15-yard fucking penalty. All right.
Yeah.
Again, that's a rookie mistake. He doesn't suck. He wasn't there. He was in position. I can't wait to see how this kid's going to keep coming because they're going to eventually have to really start keying on him, which is just going to free up all the other guys on defense because I think he's that much. He showed that kind of presence. Could you imagine? They were going crazy. Von Miller's back. Von Miller this, Von Miller that. He had 2 opportunities where if he was just a little bit more seasoned, he probably gets Bridgewater, and then he has 2 sacks. Is Ojulari getting that kind of credit? I don't know. But I just had to make note of that. And that was part of what I'm trying to say because McKinney had come in on another safety blitz, and he was in a similar situation where he didn't know to jump. He was going for the ball. He was a little hesitant, and then Bridgewater was able to throw the ball away or else he would have had a sack instead of just putting that shoulder to shoulder into him and driving him down and making the play. So there was a few of those kind of key plays. On that big 70-yard run, honestly, if Pat Graham is not fucking going bananas on the defense for that play was lack of fucking effort on top of fucking guys getting caught inside. They gave up on that play. That was a tie. They quit on that entire play. Once the hole opened, everybody got caught inside. Guys turned around. There was no chase containment. It was done. That play got blown up. It wasn't a good call. Wasn't the right timing. It was just a play that day. Maybe should have took a timeout or something and went to the fucking sideline because that timeout would have been better used than what Judge used his on.
Maybe.
But, that's what I had to say about the defense. Is it a mess? Is it disastrous? Is it that? No, not even fucking close. Like the defense is good. I don't know if we're elite status just yet, but the potential is there. And maybe with a couple more games and practice and all this other shit, we can show that on the field.
I'm telling you, Tiny Heineken, whoever the hell plays for the Washington quarterback out there tonight, he's in for it because I tell you, these guys are going to be so pissed off that they're going to come for Washington, man. I'm telling you, if the Giants come out and blow them out, it might be a different story, man. You might see the whole tune start changing because, Daniel Jones is undefeated against Washington, and I'm probably going to have to start him in the Midland League because I got Matt Ryan. And Matt Ryan's garbage going against the Eagles, which that first game at 1:00 made me sick, but whatever, man. Like, listen, Jules, you want to take I think we're done with the recap. Like,
I mean, listen, that hope, I hope at the very least we were able to point out some facts and things to look at that weren't mentioned. Because if you pay attention to the writers, you pay attention to social media, you watch ESPN or any of the fucking coverage, it was a complete debacle. We're the worst team in football. We might as well fucking end the season right now, except if you look at it, we have a 16-game season ahead of us, which we've been doing for the last fucking 20 years or whatever the fuck. Exactly. Right? I mean, who cares there?
Yeah, so Green Bay loses. They're not the worst.
Buffalo loses. Right.
Come on, man. Like, hey, come
That's
on.
a great point because Green Bay looked fantastic. Let me tell you something.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers looked like the fucking league MVP. You know, what did Aaron Jones run for? Like 20 yards? Oh my God. Sounds familiar, huh? Quarterback that didn't look that great. A running back that was supposed to be a top 5 guy. Didn't look that great. Oh, where was Devontae Adams? Did you see him? I don't know. I think he's hanging out with fucking Kadarius Toney. They're both missing.
Probably Tony. I almost forgot to talk about him. With these stupid rounds, like I thought he was going to get most of the snaps. He played like what 5 snaps, like the whole game.
5, and 3 came at the end of the game.
I'm
3 came on that last drive.
Yeah,
2 were on the opening drive and 3 were on the last drive. So what he did, that's what I'm telling you. That milk carton thing that I have, and if none of you seen it, don't worry. It's been posted on Facebook. I posted it on Twitter. And if you don't, fucking, I'll DM you somewhere and fucking send it to you. All right. But that dude's been missing. And that's what I was saving for John, by the way. All right. So if you're wondering why I didn't say anything about Kadarius Toney, it's because I was saving that for John. I think he might be out in a few minutes. But before we go to a break, and hopefully John will be back when we come to join, is that one thing I want to leave you guys on a quick moment. We're gonna come back. We got another ex-coach talking shit about fucking my man Daniel Jones. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Let's bring it to a break real quick.
I can't wait to hear that. All right, so we're gonna take a quick break on the BBO NYG podcast. We'll be back with John's take. John's about to join us. He's gonna give us a quick little take about what he's seen. It's probably gonna be repetition of what me and Jules just said, but you never know. So we'll be right back on the BBO NYG podcast.
Yeah.
All right. We are back on the BBO NYG podcast. John is joining us now to give me and Jules just went over the takes. John, just get right into it, man. Give us your take on what happened with the Giants game this past Sunday.
Well, it was a fucking debacle, guys. Much like me, not showing up for the first half hour of the show, the Giants decided not to show up for the entirety of that fucking game on Sunday. And it's one of those situations where, okay, it sucks to lose, but it was just a complete team failure. And that's why it's like hard to point fingers at any one individual. Say Jones, okay, yeah, he fumbled the ball, inside the red zone, and he missed a couple of passes, whatever. The reality of this situation was there was not one guy except for maybe Sterling Shepard that you can point to and say that you played excellent through the entirety of the entire game. And when a team shows up flat like that, I don't think they got out talented. I think they got out coached. I think they got out schemed. They got out efforted. They got outplayed. And I think that's something that falls back on the coaches, guys. Fucking when you got Pat Shurmur just basically slapping around Patrick Graham in our house, that's disgusting. Joe Judge not having this team up ready to go fucking run through a goddamn wall. It's just disappointing. It's week 1. You get this whole new revitalized energy coming from the fan base. I wasn't at the game, but from everybody that was at the game, everything I've heard, the fans were lively, excited, ready to get going with a new era was about to unfold. And it didn't take but 20 minutes of real life time for us to be like, oh fuck, this is just week 18 of 2020. Or really it was the first half of 2020 coming back. It wasn't even the second half, because the second half of 2020 they actually did play well for the majority of that. They went 5-3. But just up and down the roster.
So here's the thing. In short, you're going to say that it was the coaches to blame this week, right?
No,
nothing to do with practice, nothing to do with any of the other things, just that, right?
Well, hold on, Jules, John. Are you going to say, because me and Jules really didn't get into this before, are you going to say it was Jason Garrett's fault? Are you one of those guys on social media that are blaming Jason Garrett? Because I'm not. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, okay, I am blaming Jason Garrett, but I also am blaming, Patrick Graham. I'm blaming Joe Judge. Mostly out of everybody, I think it's him, because it's his job to make sure that not only is the offense playing well, but it's also his job to influence the play calling. If everybody wants to say it's Jason Garrett's offense, it's Jason Garrett's offense, I don't believe that. It's Jason Garrett and Joe Judge's offense Jason Garrett does not have complete autonomy. Joe Judge is allowed in the offensive rooms. So
and Freddie Kitchens. Don't leave out Freddie Kitchens.
Freddie Kitchens is lower down the totem pole. I'm not necessarily
the tight ends coach, and my man, fucking Big Rudolph, old man, fucking was nowhere to be found. So,
John, you can go position by position, player by player, and every single one of them, except for Sterling Shepard, you can say, "I wish you did more." Thomas played well. He played well all game.
He did.
I wish you would have done more in the run game. The offensive line as a whole blocked well, pass blocking.
Yep.
But you know what? When Saquon runs the ball 10 times and averages 2.6 yards per carry, sorry, I don't care if he's coming off an injury or not. That's just not opening up holes in the run blocking game. Tight ends are nowhere to be fucking found. Sure, Caden Smith had one really cool block on a chip that was on the Sterling Shepard touchdown. Awesome. Right on the right side, Devontae Booker laid out whatever the defender was on the other side. But also there's a chip from Caden Smith on that play. He played well. Kenny Golladay, sure, at the end of the game he was fucking mossing people, but I don't know that he was open the rest of the game in the beginning of the game. Maybe, but the defense.
He was running his own routes though.
What'd you say?
I said Galladay was open, but he was running his own routes. They weren't the Giants. I think it was like Detroit's old ones or something.
See, but I don't get like the whole like dissing Jason Garrett, like, because I was telling like Jules before, John, like, Jason Garrett's offense, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, hey, listen, Daniel Jones was about to make a play. He fumbled. It could have been 17-14. Then he got down the field twice more, went straight four downs, couldn't get in the end zone. So you're telling me Jason Garrett offense is good from like the 20-yard line to the 20, right? He could get them downfield at will, pretty much, it seemed, because they were driving a lot, but they just couldn't put it in. That's what she said, but they couldn't put it in the end zone. You know what I mean? That's what happens.
Hold on, I'm just in the
end zone.
I think I'm going to kind of sum up with Jason Garrett right now, because honestly, I could see it both ways. 100% can see it both ways, because he doesn't utilize what he has to create. And you have a dude in Kadarius Toney, you can set screens. You could do a fucking jet sweep more than once with him. You could do a fake off of a jet sweep. How many fucking jet sweeps have we done on the Garrett where we've never done a play action off of the fucking thing? You know what I'm trying to say? Imagine faking that and turning around and throwing the other way. The whole fucking defense is probably committed to the fucking sweep because that's all we run.
You think they open it up? Huh? You think they open up this offense on Thursday night, or you think it's going to be this?
No, I don't. I will when we preview, I'll get into more of what I think about Thursday night. But look, there are certain things with that. Now, is it the fact that, like I mentioned earlier, and again, I don't want to fucking continue to repeat myself here, but is it because he didn't have these guys in practice where he didn't practice that play action of the end of the run, right? He didn't design in a place for Galladay because he didn't know how much Galladay was going to see action in this first game. He didn't know what to really call for Barkley because he didn't know how much Barkley would be if he was at 75 or 100 or 60%. Yeah, maybe he was feeling out a lot of shit. So that's where he gets the pass on my end. Do I think he's going to come out and we're going to be fucking guns blazing and it's going to look like fucking Dak versus Brady was last Thursday night? Absolutely fucking not. But do I think that we could be a little more creative? He's going to have to be against a really tough fucking Washington defense, which, like I said, we'll preview in a few when we get to that. But like I said, that's my take on Garrett. But it's real quick. I did, because we did say we were going to talk about it. So Rexy Ryan back in the news. And he went on his little rant on ESPN Get Up, and he quotes, "It kills me. It kills me. He's the thing out of the last 15 games. He's ranked 34th in QBR. The big mollies that Dave Gettleman told me about 3 or 4 years ago, how he was going to build them up front, they're not there. They average 2.6 yards per carry. And yes, I got to admit, my guy still can't protect the football. So I'm done with you, Daniel Jones. Just like I was done with Mark Sanchez at some point. I'm done." Now, I wanted to comment on that really quickly, because if there is a comparison of who Daniel Jones could look like and could kind of be, he does fucking remind me of Mark Sanchez. He really does. All right. Like, more and more I think about that shit, more and more that's been festering out of my head. I'm like, oh my God, he's Mark Sanchez without the Rose Bowl game against Penn State when he fucking lit it up for USC. And that's the reason why the Jets traded up for him and took him in the first round. But Rex forgets, I guess he's too busy playing around with fucking his wife's feet or somebody's feet and shit. And he ain't fucking paying attention to football because he's looking at one fucking game. And in addition to that shit, he forgets that Mark Sanchez took him to 2 fucking back-to-back AFC championship games. So fuck you, Rex. All right. Like, dude, that boy took you to 2 fucking AFC championship games. This fucking Giants fan base would be going bananas, fucking running around naked in the street if fucking Daniel Jones took us to back-to-back fucking NFC championship games.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here, Rex. I go home with that. Get up shit.
I don't want to hear Rex Ryan talk about Daniel Jones until he gets the Daniel Jones tattoo on his back. Then he's allowed to talk.
or he puts a fucking, you know what? How about this, Rex? If you fucking hear this, because we'll tweet that shit at you. If he fucking takes us to the NFC Championship game this year, you got to put a fucking tattoo of his face on your fucking wife's feet.
Right on her feet. Right on her feet.
All right, so you got to stare at that motherfucker every time you like to do what you like to do.
Fuck Rex Ryan. Let's preview this game. Unless, John, you want to talk about Rex Ryan for a second preview on Thursday night?
I don't really care about Rex Ryan, and
Nobody does.
Nobody does. Yeah, that's why he's talking shit. So he can get everybody riled up on the get up, but he can't.
You know what it is, man? Those shows are they're it's a business. They just want to say fucking shit that's just gonna get people's attention, and that's it.
The name of the show is Get Up.
I don't have any use for those shows at all. I don't have a use for fucking ESPN Radio, The Fan. I don't have fucking use for ESPN and NFL. Like all it is just fucking clickbait. They repeat the same things over and over again. It's just not exciting. Yeah, Kay Adams is pretty to look at, but that's really all
on to the preview then of Thursday night foosball.
Are we gonna preview Little Tiny Heineken right there? Going against a Giant defense, and it's gonna be mad. Little Tiny Heineken, is he gonna fucking score like 2 touchdowns? I don't think so, man. Little Tiny Heineken's gonna get sacked like 10 times. Our defense is gonna be explosive. I'm guaranteeing you guys, all the people out there that listen to the podcast, I'm guaranteeing you a big Giant victory, like big.
Woo!
They're gonna come out hungry, man. Especially the defense, because everybody said the defense played like garbage. They didn't play like garbage, John. Watch the tape. Watch the tape, because Teddy Bridgewater.
Mike.
No, I'm telling you, John, watch the tape, because I was telling you before, Teddy Bridgewater made plays. He was elusive. Giants got pressure. They were right there. Teddy Bridgewater had the game of his life, and Denver's offense is stacked. I'm telling you, just watch him, and you're going to be like, wow, he really played a great game. The Giants defense was right there. I'm telling you. They're going to be pumped. They're going to be ready.
I think that part's true. I think that I think if Joe Judge is who we think he is, they're going to come out like a pack of wild dogs on fucking Thursday night. And if not, well, we'll have a different conversation next Tuesday. But I think that they will. But I don't know, man. They at one point, Teddy Bridgewater completed like, I think it was like 22 of 25, 22 of 27 passes. Like he didn't watch the down.
John, watch the plays, because they were impressive, man. Very impressive.
No, listen, Teddy Bridgewater had, like most other quarterbacks, for some ridiculously fucking annoying reason, the game of his life. And actually, I was thinking about this while I was driving before. I think, and I might have said this when we were the old podcast, but I think that confidence plays a major role in how these players perform. And I think because the narrative around the Giants is X, Y, and Z, or it's been for however long, I think that it allowed them to kind of come into the stadium, fly across the country, feeling themselves and feeling fucking like they can get the job done. And they fucking did. And the second that ball was fumbled out of Daniel Jones's hands, the team lost confidence. And from there, it was full route. It was full route. And bro, they had, I think it was 6 drives in a row where they had 4 of those drives or 10 plus plays that were all over 50 yards. Each one of them resulted in a score. So I get what you're saying, that, it was really just got to give props to Teddy Bridgewater. But if our defense is who we thought that they were going to be for the last 8 months, they got to play better than fucking.
John, they only let up 17 points through 3 quarters. Once that fumble happened, it was a game changer. You telling me 17 points? Like that's nothing. They should be able to clobber that, but our offense just wasn't keeping up. When Jones fumbled that ball, I mean, listen, I love Daniel Jones, but like when he fumbled that, man, that turned me. That made me insane. I'm like, you can't possibly do that again. You're costing us games. You're costing us games.
But he is not the only. He's not the first, and he won't be the last quarterback to have a turnover.
50 in like 2 years. 50 turnovers. Enough's enough. Like, enough.
Yeah, listen, you're never going to eliminate turnovers from any quarterback's game. It's part of the NFL.
No,
All the
definitely
guys
not.
are getting paid
Wait, Mike, you just said that we're gonna go into the defending East champs fucking home on Thursday night on short rest, and we're gonna fucking whoop their ass.
Fucking division title.
So what? Daniel Jones gonna put up 14 for us this week.
Listen, Jules, Daniel Jones, he owns them. I got to give him credit. So he owns the Washington Redskins. So maybe that's what he needs. Maybe that's what he needs on a short week to come out against them and light them up. I don't know. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic.
I think that they could win this week, man. I think that the bro, I don't know. Maybe there's just a different level when you turn into a professional athlete and you start making millions and millions of dollars and stuff like that. Maybe it does just fucking dull your teeth and you're just not. You don't care, when you get your paycheck on Friday, you're like, I don't give a fuck. I don't, my pride is here, not fucking with what I put on the field. I don't think that this roster is made up of guys like that, but they sure as fuck played like that on Sunday. That they were just there to collect the paycheck, and that was it, man. It was just really disappointing.
So on short week rest, right? Basically having about 3 days to recover because then it's game day. What's your feel? You think they're gonna come in? They're gonna win? They're gonna play like fucking man? Judge is gonna have them fired up. What's the deal?
I think that fucking Judge. If you look at the post game press conference, fucking Judge when he got with the media, that dude, his eyes, he looked like he either did 2 train tracks, or if you know what I mean, or he saw fucking ghosts, bro. His eyes were fucking falling out of his head. So he probably just got through ripping the team apart and all his adrenaline was going, or whatever the fucking story was. But they're not going to be game planning the same way that you're going to have for, a regular, week to go for an opponent. They're going to be relying on things that they do well to go beat Washington. So I fucking hope that Joe Judge gets this fucking team running on fucking hot coals for practice fucking today and tomorrow. And he grabs fucking Jason Garrett by the back of the throat and says, if we're going to fucking go down, we're going to go down fucking swinging. Enough of this fucking 6-yard fucking curl by every single player on the team. Enough of these halfback dives like you're playing Madden 93. Let's fucking get this fucking offense going. What? Bro, that's what it is. Bro, you run Saquon up the middle, boom, 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 and it's over, bro. No.
Yeah, but we kind of knew that, John. We knew Barkley was going to get only 10 carries. What we say, we said it.
We said that, but we could have not given him the ball where he's running into the center's butt cheeks and the play's over. 2.6 yards per carry, bro. He's a back that should be averaging 6.5.
He looked rough.
That's the talent level that he has. And you know what? It's the first game. He's coming. Maybe he just wants to feel the fucking NFL. Maybe
I think so.
Maybe the coaches told, listen, we don't want you going fucking bananas out there. Just run the play. If you don't get anything, no problem. Just push the pocket ahead and take what the defense gives you, and that's it. We don't want you fucking going from 0 to 100.
Did you notice that? Did you notice that? He wasn't going from 0 to 100. He kind of got a couple spaces. Went down a little. Yeah, very timid. Very timid.
Yeah, very timid.
And I get that. That's the rust.
That's rust. It could be game plan. It could be let's just feel out the knee. Let's feel out your body. It could be any number of things. But you know what? There's 10 days in between the end of the week 2 game to the week 3 game.
Stop skipping game 2, bro. We don't need a 10-day rest in here right now. We're talking about getting no hockey game 2, short rest. Let's go.
What I'm saying
you just said that. Wait a minute. You just said that fucking Judge should put fucking Garrett in a chokehold and body slam him down and be like, open up this offense, motherfucker. Because honestly, I couldn't agree. I couldn't disagree with you more. Let me tell you, Giants fans, the key to winning on Thursday night is not going to be opening up this offense and exploding, because we've talked about that time in and time again. And we talked about that all towards the end of last year. And not once did we do it. And guess what? When we played Seattle, did we do that? No. Seattle had a high octane offense. What's the name of the game on Thursday on short rest against an opponent you know very fucking well, with very little changes made to their team and a few that may be for ours? And they don't even know if there's going to be a healthy Curtis Samuel, and they're playing with a backup quarterback who's probably better than the starter there. We'll see. And you're going to have a coach that's well-renowned, was in a Super Bowl, had a 15-1 team. He's pissed off. You think they want to drop 2 straight at home after fucking winning the NFC East crown this year? You're
You know what?
crazy.
You know what?
This
Jules?
game has got to be boring, hard-nosed defense, and
You know what?
that's fucking it.
You know what, Jules? I think like what Eli Manning said on the Eli and Peyton show during Monday Night last night. He's like, you got to be more aggressive. And did you guys notice like when we opened up the game, Daniel Jones was like in the shotgun formation, and all of a sudden he got the Denver Broncos to go offside. So he knew that it was a free play, and he took a shot downfield, hit Slayton. The crowd was going wild. That was aggressive. But why can't he be aggressive when other teams don't go off sides? He's got to be able to take chances, because there was numerous times in that game when he was so quick, when he, took a 3-step or a 4-step drop, he was like quick to get the ball out to like a little flat, a little guy like, yo, you have time. There's nobody near you. Like, take the time, be aggressive, and look for the play. There was a lot of times he was timid and just doing these little dump offs that was just driving me crazy. That's the problem I have with him.
There's a factor to this of predictability. You mentioned Kadarius Toney before coming out on the field. Bro, every single person in that stadium, all 82,000 fans, plus the Giants coaches, plus the fucking Broncos coaches, plus especially the Broncos players, they knew that she was going to be an end around. And what fucking happened? They don't try to disguise at all what they're going to do. They said, this guy's probably not going to do much as far as being a regular player. He's going to be a gadget guy. Watch him go for the fucking end around. Boom. They don't not even just have him on the field for one play, just to show that he can run a route and then the next play do it. No, they signaled what they were going to do, and that killed, because that's the play that immediately followed that big play that you're talking about, Mike, with Darius Slayton for the 39-yard hookup.
You literally missed what I said, because you came on a little after we started the show. I literally mentioned that. But how many times have we seen that jet sweep just be a fucking jet sweep? There's got to be a fucking another play off of that. And what better time could we have done if we did a fucking play action or something? That's what I've been talking about. I was screaming about that shit before.
Bro. You got to
and that's where I kind of fought Garrett. So you were on the show at that point. So yeah, but that's exactly what I've been saying. Not only did you have to highlight it so much and emphasize it with the fact that it was Toney, but that's just his play. Usually that's fucking Evan Ingram, or maybe we'll give it to fucking Darius Slayton, but he's always doing it. There's got to be something about the progression. There just has to be. You know what I'm saying? Let the fucking dude throw the ball, right? Kadarius Toney used to be a fucking quarterback. Let's see him fucking heave it down the fucking field. I guarantee you, fucking, if Slayton was running a fucking deep pass down the fucking sideline, he would have been fucking open, because nobody would have thought that. Everybody would have fucking threw the ball out of there. But again, see what I'm saying, though, John? Goes back to the fact that this kid was MIA for rookie camp, didn't fucking show up for preseason, didn't show up for any fucking games. Bro, this shit, you need that as a rookie, man. That is so vital. Listen, I mentioned earlier.
He got fucking hurt. This part. Jules, he got hurt. We can't go back.
We still don't even know what injury he had. It was undisclosed.
Right, but that doesn't mean it wasn't hurt. What do you think that he was doing? Just playing, you know what, I want to jerk off today instead? Stop.
No, but we got to stop being punished. And he wasn't there mentally. He wasn't studying the playbook properly. He wasn't getting the plays, right? There's a whole slew of things that it could be. You make up a fucking injury. You put him in the doghouse and you say that he has an undisclosed injury. That's what these teams do to protect them, so that they don't get fucking bombarded by the media. And then they go into
this is the definition of speculation right now.
This is the definition of
speculation.
And you can speculate the fact that he was really hurt with an undisclosed injury.
That was 1 out of 60. That wasn't the problem in the game. The problem in the game is saying, okay, Jones had the ability that one play, because of a mistake, to say, I can go off script, throw the ball deep. Well, you know what the defense thinks then? Okay, maybe they're going to throw the ball deep. You know what they didn't do the rest of the game? Throw the ball deep. So tell me something. If you're a fucking defense and you have to worry about the entirety of the field, would it be easier or harder to stop an offense if you know that every ball is going to be thrown from the line of scrimmage to the maybe 10 or 11 yards? And that's it.
I could debate that, John. They were dropping back like 7 on defense numerous times in the second half, because they knew that they couldn't run the ball. They knew they weren't running it, and then they kept dropping.
They also knew they weren't throwing the ball deep. We
They
weren't
couldn't-
throwing the ball
they couldn't.
deep, and we couldn't run the
Good.
ball. So
They
all
were
we
playing
had was
3 over the
short,
top,
basic
man.
passes.
But that's what happens when you can't run the ball. You can't take shots down the field because they were dropping 7 in coverage. And there was nothing. There was like 3 safeties back there. You couldn't throw the ball deep. So everybody going after Jason Garrett, you're fooling yourselves. Like
I
it was
can't,
just
I
not
can't remember
there.
how many
You gotta
times they
do
kept
it, bro.
mentioning that they were in nickel and dime defense on
All
fucking
second
day.
half.
All day,
second
bro.
half.
It was ridiculous.
Dude, it was all second half, Jules.
Yeah.
All second half.
And
It
now
was-
you're going against probably one of the best front fours in football, right? That's arguable to say on Thursday night. Where they can literally, they're up there. They're up there. They're top 5 without question. You gonna tell me that's not the top 5 defensive front in the NFL? How could you name 5 better teams?
Jules, they didn't look good against fucking Chargers the other day.
We'll see.
I'm telling you, they
We'll
did
see.
not look good.
We'll see. We shall see. You know
maybe
what? Because
top
we
4
ain't
or
looking
5
that
last
great
year.
either.
We'll see on Thursday.
We will see. But you know what? And then it kind of goes back to, because look, there was rumors that we wanted to sign Lavarius Murray until he went to Baltimore. That was supposed to be a rumor that we were trying to bring him
really?
in. It's just that he jumped to sign with Baltimore, and then obviously I guess he was getting ready to get it, inserted in the game action because he got a bunch of runs on Monday night. So I mean, the Giants realize that they need to have a little bit of someone better than Booker T, and that's going to kind of go back to when we originally signed them during the offseason. I didn't understand the signing. I mean, I like Kenneth Gainwell. I know Barkley will be back. I think it's going to be more of week 3. I'm going to put it out there again, and this will be my last take on the preview for fucking Washington. But I will not be shocked if we're 0-2. I'll not be shocked if everybody's fucking calling for Garrett's job. I'm not going to be shocked because I'm telling you right now, we are going to play a conservative defensive game on Thursday on a turnaround. There's not going to be anybody lighting anything up. It's going to be a boring fucking game. What's the under-over in that? Because I know we do picks for the spreads, but we don't really necessarily talk under-over. I think the fucking double down on the under. The under on fucking Thursday night is your bet. Yeah.
I'll take the over.
I'm sorry. This shit's going to be ugly. It's going to be like a 13-6 type fucking game. You mark my words.
I don't think that's going to be. I don't think so. I just
predict it. Give us a score.
Yeah.
I could see like a 23-17 game. Giants win.
Jules?
I just gave you mine. I said it'll be fucking ugly as shit. Fine.
6-3?
13-6, I said initially, but all right, we'll go up because it is the modern day, right? Like they score a little more. 17-10 max. And I'm not picking a winner. I'm not picking a fucking winner because I don't want to in this game. You guys pick it. I know you're going all fucking Giants, so it doesn't matter who I pick. That's going to be our fucking pick anyway, all right? I'm going to get voted out. But, all I'm saying is, and I mentioned this before, do not sleep on that Washington team, number 1. Do not sleep on my man Heineken, number 2.
Whatever.
All right? And number 3, they are still, until we dethrone them,
I ain't worried
the
about it.
defending NFC East champs who already blew a game on opening fucking day at their stadium that they should have won, and now they get us back, who they haven't beaten under the reign of Joe Judge or against Daniel Jones. They got something to fucking prove too, bro. They're gonna come out too. That's why I say it's gonna be an ugly game. Ugly.
No way.
Ugly.
People hyped them up because they saw them in the playoffs, but the fact of the matter is, they were literally a Make-A-Wish recipient when it was in the playoffs. That's just listen.
They're garbage.
If the shoe was on the other foot, it would have still been the same thing. If we would have ended up in the playoffs, if the roles were reversed.
That's true.
But it would have been the same thing. Would have been just a fucking Mickey Mouse fucking playoff spot. They're an overrated team. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't fucking beat us, because you know what? Giants have mastered the art of finding ways to fucking throw L's up on the board. So it's
John has
fucking
changed.
disgusting. But you know what, man? This is a week 2 playoff game, and if Gettleman's fucking guys, if Joe Judge, all these fucking people want the respect around the NFL, it only comes this week, because if not, you're 0-2, and it doesn't matter if you go and beat the fucking Falcons. It doesn't matter, because now everybody knows the Falcons are going to be probably get a top 5 draft pick this year. Doesn't matter if you beat them. So you're talking about you're going into week 5, week 6, hoping to go fucking run through Atlanta, fucking New Orleans, which, I mean, that game looks like impossible right now, and fucking Dallas and the Rams. Come on, guy. We need this fucking win. This is a fucking playoff fucking game in week 2. We cannot go 0-2. The walls will close in. Guys are going to be playing with their backs up against the wall, and it's going to be a fucking nightmare. And people are going to be running every single person out of town, and that includes this coaching staff. including Joe Judge.
So you mean to tell me that if we're in a tight ass fucking football game, it's been back and forth. Jones doesn't have a turnover. He threw 2 touchdowns. Fucking Barkley ran for 50 yards, right? I'm not even lighting it up, bro. We're talking that type of numbers. It's 24-24 in the fourth quarter. We left a minute and a half on the clock, and here comes fucking Heineken. He drives down the fucking field. They kick a fucking 40-yard, 9-yard field goal to win. Everybody's gonna fucking go off the walls. We're done. Yeah. Wrap up the fucking franchise. Yeah. It's over because we're 0-2.
Yes.
You're bugging, dude.
Yes.
That showed fight. That showed improvement. We're 0-2. We're gonna go and kick the shit out of Atlanta and fuck the Saints. Winston on one game where he caught Green Bay sleeping. Don't approve me for shit yet. Let them prove it 2 more weeks. All right. You guys gotta realize that we can go 0-2 and still turn the ship.
Hold up. This is like Jules. I feel like John is talking in your. I feel like your body's like switched like that. Like Freaky Friday. Like I feel Jules is John, and then John is like Jules this week. Something happened. I don't know what's going on. Listen, but can I give my
Yeah, you gotta get it.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be 31-7. 31-7.
Wow. Damn.
Washington.
Bless Mike.
31-7 Washington. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Hope so.
Little Tiny Heineken ain't fucking scoring more than 7 points against this defense. I'm telling you right now. Book it, baby. Yeah, are we done with this? Can we take a break?
I think we're done with this. I think we got 48 hours. We'll see what the fuck happens. We need to take a quick commercial break, come back, make some picks for this fucking wacky ass fucking tournament thing we got going on, and we'll fucking finish this weekend up.
We'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back with the BBO NYG podcast. Man, that was crazy. Now's the time. Guys, it's not too late to get involved in the playactionpools.com. You could still sign up. It's only like past week 1. A lot of guys just totally shit the bed. So you can catch up by just having a good week 2. So sign up right now. Guys, we got to do these picks. And Jules, since you missed last week, I'm gonna let you go first on every pick.
Let's do it.
So you know what I mean? I don't want you to get influenced by me and John with these picks.
And, and like I don't want to throw John off because like hasn't John been like money with his picks so far? That's what the rumor's been hearing.
I think John did pretty well because like we're tied for second place. Okay, the BBL NYG podcast.
There it is.
But shout out to Woody 13, my boy Jeff. He's leading the points total, man. He's got 12.5 right now. In second place is John the Boar with 9, King Glue with 9, and the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with 9. So we're right there, man. So we just gotta make good picks. Hopefully, Jules, like you bring some good luck in this week. So
we'll see, bro. I'm gonna do my best. Where we want to start? You guys let me know how we start this.
Well, the very first game is obviously the Thursday night game. But first of all, Jules, we need 4 Moneyball picks. We have to pick 4. So keep your best 4 that you're real confident in that's gonna win. So right now. So the Giants are in Washington, the Washington football team. Just come up with a name already. This is stupid.
Yeah.
So the Washington is -3.5 against the Giants. Jules, who do you like, man?
You know what? I might like the Giants because I'm getting that half a point. Because I don't know if Washington blows us out. It's always a tight game, and if they're gonna win. They're gonna win by 3. So you take that half a point. And I think that's the difference because it doesn't matter what I say. I know that both of you would take the Giants, so it doesn't fucking matter. I'll get ruled out on this pick anyway. All right.
I don't know. It's really up to John. I don't know. I think John is like in Jules's body right now. So, John, are you going with Washington?
No way. Not, bro. They can run out me, you, and fucking Jules, and our fucking grandparents, both dead and alive, and I would still pick the Giants.
I knew that was coming.
There you go. Yeah.
Do that.
That's it. Like, I knew that was going to be a quick one, man.
Giants could be the Moneyball pick this week. All right, next game. Oh, wow. Cleveland Browns are they're home. They're -12.5 against the Houston Texans. Texans kind of, I don't know, they showed me something, but Jules got to go first because Jules, you're the man this week.
12.5. Wow. I mean, the Texans, they beat up on a fucking Jacksonville team, Tyrod Taylor, Cooks, all that look good. Yeah, I mean, the Browns are supposed to be legit. The only thing that could fuck the Browns on this play is if they have a huge hangover from Kansas City. And if they do, then I can see them struggling on early and that Texas hangs around for a while and then they finish them off. But in all reality, Hunt and fucking Chubb and all of them should just fucking run wild and they should cover. I gotta go Browns here. I'm not believing in the Texans and Tyrod Taylor just yet.
John, what do you think?
I think 12.5 is a monster spread, bro.
It is a monster spread.
It's a monster fucking spread. How many points did Cleveland score last week?
They scored like 29 or something like that.
Yeah, almost 30.
Browns. Yeah, 29 points to 33.
Without Odell being there, I think maybe Odell plays this week. Texans kind of show me something like Tyrod. These guys are no slouches. Mark Ingram, Tyrod. You know, they play okay.
Obviously, I think the Browns are going to win, but I can see the Texans covering. 12.5 that's basically 2 touchdowns, bro. It's a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Texans, Jules. Sorry. Texans.
All right, just remember that I said the Browns.
Yeah. I'm gonna replay this. When I'm throwing my bets in, I know people are going to be listening to this shit. All right, next game. The Saints are away this week. Saints are minus 3.5 against Carolina. Carolina, They kind of looked weird against the Jets. Jules, who do you think, man?
You said the Saints are -3 on the road, -3.5.
On the road.
And everybody's been talking that the Saints are real. Jameis Winston, this. I'm not sold on the Panthers. I'm not sold on Sam Darnold. I'm going to moneyball the Saints. Bang. Moneyball Saints on the road.
Moneyball Saints. John, what do you think, John?
I can't disagree. Fuck Sam Darnold. It's so funny. He still says it wrong.
Man,
Jules never change that. Always call him Sam Darnold.
Never.
All right, so Saints it is. If I had to pick, yeah, I'm riding with the Saints. Saints are too good. Panthers, it's weird with Darnold.
It's only 3.5. I feel like it should be more.
Listen, I know it's a trap game on the road. I know Carolina's good. I know they can control the ball with CMC. I know they got some great fucking receivers. It's the defense I don't trust, and I think it's gonna. Honestly, I could see that being a fucking shootout and going over. You know, it's at a 44 currently. I can see that being an over game on the low. I just think that the Saints pull it out. But you know what? Carolina, I mean, do we really think Carolina under Sam Darnold is going to be 2-0? What?
Yeah, right.
I moneyballed it, so go for it.
Yeah, I mean, right now, that's the moneyball pick. I actually agree with that one. I like that one a lot. All right, next game. Next game. All right, these assholes are -6.5 against Jacksonville. By these assholes, I mean the Denver Broncos. So Denver Broncos are -6 against Jacksonville, and Jacksonville's at home. But I tell you, they can't stop anybody. They have Jules. I'm going to go with you before I go into this.
Oh God! I mean, you're right. I hate to just fucking admit it. I know they came off the game. They blew up the Giants. They were calls. I don't think Jacksonville's ready yet. I think they're going to win some games. I don't think it's going to be a repeat of last year. They're not ready yet. Broncos are a better ready team. They're more prepared, and I don't think they fucking shot their load against the Giants. I got to go Broncos here. I won't money it, but I'll go Broncos -6.
John?
Go ahead, bro. You said you have something you want to say.
Yeah, it's the Broncos, man, because the Broncos, dude, I'm telling you, they're going against a Jacksonville team that has no defense, okay? Giants have a defense. Jacksonville do not. Jacksonville do not have an offensive line. They're going to struggle against Von Miller and these guys. Von Miller might have 4 or 5 sacks against this team. Jacksonville, I love Trevor Lawrence. I draft him in fantasy, but they have no shot. They don't have enough to keep up with Denver. And yeah, Denver in a blowout, actually. I like Denver. And I like them as a Moneyball pick. So that's
money them because I'm still not 100% sold, but I think they can win by 7. That's where I'm really I know I'm cutting it close, but I could see them winning telling you, Lawrence is going to put up his points. Jacksonville's going to score. It's going to be I can see a 28-21 type game. I'm serious. It's going to be a lot closer than you think, but I think they cover.
No, I think they blow them out, Jules. You're crazy.
I think they blow them out too. I don't think the Jaguars are anywhere near as good as the Giants.
All right, so that's Moneyball number 2 then, I guess, right? We all agree?
Sure. I actually like that one a lot.
Right.
Even in the tease, if you want to tease that down, a 2-game tease, just how the Broncos pick and then the Saints, maybe it could be a nice 2-game tease for people that bet out there. I'm not saying you have to. Don't go crazy. Don't bet your life savings like I did when I was unemployed for fucking 14 months. That was insane what I did back in the day. But anyway, Patriots -6. They're our way. They're going into New York to face the Jets. Patriots are -6. Jules, this is a tough game, huh? Who do you like?
I like the Patriots all day. I like them all fucking day. -6 all day. Yeah, the Jets showed some poise. They came back. They played well. But again, they're a team that's just not there yet. I think they'll actually be better than last year. I'm going to fucking go out and say that about them as well. But they're not ready. Patriots should have beaten Miami. They were right there toe-to-toe with them towards the end. There was a fumble. There was a few different things that occurred that, like, Belichick is going to correct. That defense is back. They were a little rusty, too. I think they handled the Jets.
There's a stat out there, like Belichick against rookie quarterbacks. I think he's like 70, right, John? Like 70-0, some ridiculous number like that.
Yeah,
it's
otherworldly.
It's like Belichick goes in there, he gets in their heads, and he just makes them fuck up. So yeah, Patriots. I think that might be another Moneyball pick right there.
Yeah, we're all three again, so money it is.
Moneyball it is. That's 3 already. All right, guys. The next game, 49ers -4. They lost Mozart, which sucks. He was on one of my fantasy teams. 49ers -4 against these hated Eagles.
So, I mean, the thing that's insulting in a way is that the Eagles, and I can't believe I'm even going to fucking say this, are the underdogs at home. They're coming off of a big win. Granted, it was against Atlanta, but they also went into San Fran on Sunday night and beat that Mullins team that we struggled against last year and got fucking whooped on. So, I mean, it is a little bit off. However, they did have some runners that look fucking good. They got Deebo Samuel was a beast. Kittle was quiet and he still had a fucking good game. Yeah, the 49ers are going to fucking we're going to find out what Eagles they are all about. And I think the 49ers still cover, though. I think they win. They're going to win probably by like 7 or 10. I like the 49ers.
I actually like the 49ers, too. I think the Eagles come back down to earth. But I hate that getting 4 points at home.
It's a revenge game for the 49ers. I mean, look, that kind of knocked took the heart out of their season. Right. I think they go in there with a little bit of fucking something to pay. They're going to get them back for that shit. And you're right. I think they're going to fucking wake up Jalen Hurts and the rest of that Eagles team.
I know John ain't taking the Eagles, so we can move on to the next.
I don't want to money that, though. I don't want to money it.
All right. We'll save
the money for
still got one more. We still got one more. All right. Next game. The Bears are at home -3 against the Bengals.
Ooh. Is Justin Fields playing yet? No.
You might.
I think I just gave it away. I think with Dalton there, it's going to be like the writing on the wall. They're playing to give the Giants a great first-round pick. I think Bengals all day. I'll take the fucking 3 points.
I actually like the Bears because the Bears got Dalton and he's going against his former team. So I'm going to take the Bears. And Bears
the Cowboys?
hey, I don't count that. The Bear, listen, like the Bears are at home -3. Bears are at home. They're a tough game. I actually like the Bears a lot. To actually,
John, you're the tiebreaker.
Yeah, John has to decide between the Bears or the Bengals.
Bengals.
Bengals it is. All right. I was actually thinking about taking the Bears for one of my survivor pool picks. All right. So the Bengals it is +3. All right. Next game is Bills Mafia. They're -3.5 going into Miami. From a cold weather team to a nice 100-degree
I'm going to tell you this much right now. It's a very similar type of matchup circumstance for the AFC East as it was for us with the NFC East, with the fact that these two teams are 0-1. Miami already has a loss in the division, and now they have the Bills coming in, who they have a little payback for. But I don't think Tua is ready. I think that offense for the Bills was just a little rusty. You know what? I think they could come in and they can fucking destroy Miami. I think they fucking owe it to them. I think they have their number. It's time to make a statement. This could almost be a money game for me, but I know you don't like the money, too many things on the road, but I'm definitely Bills all day.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills. Bills are like, listen, they lost to Pittsburgh off like a fluke block punt, so I think Bills had more total yards for the whole game against Pittsburgh. They should have won that game. So yeah, I'll take the Bills there. I'll put the money ball pick now. We could change it. But all right, that might be 4. Yeah. All right. So the next game, the Rams coming over a blowout win against the Bears. The Matthew Stafford look good. They're -4 against the Colts.
I hate taking all these fucking road teams, but I mean, man.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
I know. It's like, but like, what are you going to say? I mean, 4 points, the Rams. He's on. Yeah, I have to go Rams -4. I just have to. Yeah.
I like the Colts. I like the Colts. Colts getting 4 at home, yeah. So it's up to John.
I think Rams.
Rams it is. Rams -4. All right.
Pretty good, man.
Well, speaking of the Steelers are at home now. They're -5.5 against the Raiders.
You know what? If that Raiders team that showed up in the second half from Monday night shows up to play for the whole game, they're going to fucking beat the Steelers, all right? Let alone take the 5.5-point spread. So you know what? I saw what I like. Yo, listen, he started playing a hell of a lot better in that second half, car. He wasn't locked in the fucking wall away. He was only throwing he had like 14 or 15 first half targets, and then it was like 5 in the second half, not counting the overtime period. That kid, Brian Edwards, finally showed the fuck up and started playing. Jacobs has been a little gimpy, but I like what they've been doing with switching him in and mixing in Drake. Yo, honestly, I could fucking see the Raiders win this game. So if the Raiders are getting 5.5, almost a touchdown, I'll take it. I'm going Raiders.
You're crazy. Steelers at home? Never going against the Steelers at home.
All
John,
right.
up to you.
Steelers.
Steelers, it
Oh,
is.
again, so what do I say? I said the fucking Browns will cover, and I like the Raiders.
We'll listen to this on Sunday night. All right. Yeah, another big spread coming along. The Tampa Bay Bucks are at home minus 12.5 against Atlanta. Division game.
Do I even have to pick this game? Like, I feel bad that Atlanta has to show up to Tampa Bay and play that game. I think that should be over early. All right. It'll be done. It'll be like 31 to fucking 10. All right?
Usually a team. All right, Jules, I get it. You're taking Tampa, but
Yeah.
usually a team that gets blown out the week before usually don't get blown out 2 weeks in a row. So I'm going to ride with Atlanta getting 12.5.
Woo!
Wow.
Even though they're on extra rest. All right. At home again. All right. Defenders champs. Cool.
I know, but I don't know. It seems like they got to bounce back. John, what do you think, man?
Buccaneers, Tom Brady with extra rest to hang out and fucking a really bad Falcons team. That's hard to pick against, man.
Going with Tampa, huh?
I think I have to.
Tampa it is. All right.
But I'll give you that one. Like, you were pretty fucking set on that. You got the ATL on the low.
You know, so hey, I don't like when teams get blown out one week and blown. It just rarely happens. I think they come out and they play strong. I think they, maybe they lose by 10 and they cover by 2. You know what I mean? It could be something like that where they're down 17 towards the end of the game and they come with that fluke touchdown. You know how that always backdoor spread happens. All right.
10, 31, 17 max.
We'll see. All right. Next game. Cardinals are -5 against the Vikings. Cardinals are at home.
I'll take the points. I will take the points. Minnesota played a good game. They had some flaws. They need to tighten up that run D a little bit. But you want to give me 6 points? I mean, 5 points around 4.5. Is 4? What's the spread again? I'm sorry.
5.
I'll take the 5 points with the Vikings. I'm not overly confident about it, but I could see this being a very tight game.
All right. I'm taking the Cardinals just based on the fact that I cannot ever bet Kirk Cousins. He always disappoints me, that loser. So I got to go with the Cardinals. John, it's up to you. You're the tiebreaker.
I didn't know that was going to be the case. I was about to go. I fucking hate Kyler Murray with every single cell on my body.
Thank you.
I don't know why. It just irks me. Everything about it fucking whole existence.
So Vikings it is, huh?
4.5. Oh, fuck.
5.
Oh, I'm looking at 4.5 on ESPN. 5. You got a coin in front of you?
Gotta pick, man. You gotta pick.
Gotta pick.
Yep.
Vikings.
Are home. Vikings it is. All right. Next game. Seahawks are at home. They're -5.5 against the Tennessee Titans.
Oof. This is probably the toughest game of the week. On board. If you're a betting fucking fan, do not take that game. Okay. That's my true recommendation on this one. Tennessee, they're not going to suck all year. Derrick Henry's going to be back. They're not going to just fucking roll over and play dead. They're a good fucking team. Seattle, they look great with the new offensive coordinator. They're running the ball more. Wilson looks amazing as usual. Oh God, what's the spread on this again in Seattle?
5.5 in Seattle.
God damn it! You know what? Just because I think it's going to be a good match, I'll take the points. But I'm not even that confident on it.
I actually like the Titans too with the points. And I tell you, if you want to win both bets, bet Seattle money line and take the Titans with the points in that game. You win both bets. I'm telling you. That's what it's going to be, like a field goal. I think Seahawks win by like a field goal late. All right. Next game, Chargers are -3 against the Dallas Cowboys. Chargers are at home. Jules.
Really
You guys ain't gonna like
fucking
this,
game.
bro. But honestly, I'm gonna take my hat off, right? And yeah, I'll take the Cowboys, bro.
All right,
The
I'll take
points,
the-
man.
I'll-
like, yo, I'm sorry.
I'll take the Chargers. I'll take the Chargers.
Oh my god, really?
It's good. I take the over too in this game.
Definitely take the over. That's the
Yeah, a
bet.
lot of points.
Yeah. So the Chargers are getting 3.
Yeah, the Chargers are -3. They're favored by.
Yeah, the Cowboys are getting 3.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Right. Giving 3. Is fucking Justin Herbert really fucking going 2-0, and the Cowboys really going 0-2?
I hope so.
I mean, we fucking need that.
I mean,
We
I
need
fucking
that
hope
to
so.
happen.
Chargers look good. They played a good game against Washington, man. I'm not trying to.
Because
Yeah, and they
Dak
scored
and the
points
Cowboys
against
didn't
the
play a
team that
good
they're
game
up
against
for
Tampa,
football
right?
field.
I know.
And they
I
literally just
know.
got beat at the end by fucking Brady. Like, yo, that was a sick game.
I know. But yo, Dallas got lucky with 4
Cowboys look
turnovers.
fucking annoyingly good.
No, Dallas had 4 lucky turnovers. If they didn't get those turnovers, they would have got
You're right.
blown out.
Chargers.
Well, listen, I don't know if this means anything. What'd you say?
Chargers.
All right, so I was gonna say, look, he kind of sided with me on 2, so maybe the Chargers is the one. I don't know.
Chargers it is, man. All right, this is a good game. Chiefs are -4 going into Baltimore to face the Ravens.
Oh my god, that's a money ball pick right there.
I mean, I gotta go Chiefs. Chiefs all day. Fuck it. I don't like it. I think Baltimore could have something up their sleeves, but I also think that they have the fucking Ravens number. And until that happens and they can prove differently, you gotta go with fucking the Chiefs. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Ravens showed me more last night's game than the Chiefs showed me against the Browns. I got to go with the Ravens. So it's up to John.
And John seemed like he was ready with this one, so I'm waiting.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Said Chiefs.
So yeah, I honestly,
All right, -4.
I think the Chiefs, because they had a close game, relatively close game against the Browns. I think they're going to flex their muscles a little bit against the Ravens.
You know, Chiefs got that offensive line. The Ravens got the defensive line. Like Chiefs are kind of new. I tell you, man.
Considering that the Raiders are going to be 2-0 and that Denver's going to be 2-0 after this week, the Chiefs are in a must-win. They got to keep on top of the division, all right? And the Chargers. Then we got the Chargers at 2-0 too because of you guys. So they're going to be 1-1 in last place. No fucking stop.
Yeah, right. All
Bro,
right.
that would be fucking hysterical.
The very last game we got. Wow.
Monday night.
This is crazy. Packers are -10.5 against the Detroit Lions.
Wow.
At Green Bay opening field. I mean, this is another what they call trap game. And I advise not to bet it unless you had an amazing Sunday and you listened to some of our picks that we were saying with a money ball and you wanted to go all in on it, because this has got a trap game written all over it. Oh man, Detroit, they look really good. They came back at home against the 49ers. I believe. Yo, fuck no. The Packers are going to wake up. They're going to smash them, right? It's going to be a fucking coming out party for Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams and fucking Aaron Rodgers. I think they fucking end up beating the shit out of them like maybe 35-10. I'll Packers all day.
Yeah, I agree, because didn't Jeff Okudah got hurt for the year? Their cornerback on the Detroit Lions, right?
Yeah, I think
that's tough, man. Rodgers might actually light it up on, especially on Monday night.
And who's covering Devontae Adams Monday night? They talking shit. They said that Aaron Rodgers was fucking playing around on the sidelines and laughing during the whole contest. That would be the game because I was like, all right, fuck it. Let me just show you what I can do. And he lights it up. So until I see different, I got to be all in on that.
Well, that's it. That's a wrap.
That wraps it up, man. What a fucking thing. We got crazy shit going on. John and Jules switch places. It's like a Freaky Friday here. All right, we're going to see. We got we're less than 48 hours. Right. We're less than 48 hours away from fucking seeing game 2 on a short day, on a short week. Let's see what turns out. But you know you're going to hear from us. We might even sneak in a game reaction podcast on Friday. We'll see. We'll talk more. We'll put that out. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at BBONYG, because that's where we'll be putting that out. And of course on Facebook. And we'll tweet it out on our own things with MYG Slap Parade. You catch John. You can catch fucking Mike at MFT Trainer. All right, Mike Trainer. And then you can catch myself, Jules NYC 1. So yo, hit us up. Let's see what happens. Like I said, we could go 0-2, and I'm telling you, the wheels ain't going to fall off. But definitely be ready for a boring football game on Thursday. My prediction as I leave is we'll see you next week or possibly Friday. Peace.
Go Giants. Hey, everyone. Do you think you're a football genius? Or do you just want to win $300? Well, guess what? The time is now, and now is the time. Join playactionpools.com and search for the BBO NYG Podcast Pick'em Pool. Pick every game each week in the NFL season with the spread. And if at the end of the year you are in first place, you're getting paid. Hurry up and log on. Find out how you're eligible to win this prize.